Hello everyone, it's Demps151 here, and welcome to Oulton Park, where as you can see on the grid there's only 3 of us. It doesn't take 30, 20, 10 cars to make a race good. You only need a couple of racers who are close together. Just behind me is Sponge in the green car, I'm in the yellow and black, and just behind is a guy called Jesse. It was his first real time on the game online, so he didn't really get involved much. As you can see him spinning off. Top right hand corner you can see the replay view, and on the main view you've got the replay view, and you can see Sponge going to the outside what will be island corner, but he tucks back in behind me. It's a very close race all the way to the end. Sponge just taking a wider line, pulls up behind me, just getting the aim of me at the moment. Just on the first lap he's get himself settled in for an 8-lap race, and you see braking late, he gets right up my back end, just sniffing round. I run a tad wide onto the grass. See me fighting the front end on the interior view. Up the hill as we head from Knickerbocker. Flying through this beautiful section of track. Very quick, easy to understeer. Off. You've got to get it just right. The little lip on the hill there, the back end seems to float away from you as we head into Druids. On the interior view, I did have the hood up. Obviously, in the game, this is a saved replay, and I would have been able to see the rear view mirror. So you do miss out on that a bit from the replay. I can't see him behind, ducking and diving. He has a little looks just to put me off. As we exit Old Hill Bend, as we head down Cascades, he's right behind me now, pushing me down the hill. Keeping close to that inside. Run a bit wide there, pushing hard down this hill, down into Island Bend again. He's having a look to the outside again, taking a different line each time. He's trying to get a better entry into this corner to carry the speed, but he's just not getting that exit as we come down to Knickerbocker yet again. Hard on the brakes, down his second gear, hitting that curb on the inside, getting close to his tyres on the inside as possible. And then back round as we head up the hill yet again. So he's still tucked up behind me at the moment. Close now, he's having a look down the inside. I'm leaving the room. That's most important, leave that race room. So now he's got the inside line. We're side by side heading down into Druids. It's going to be close, he's braking hard. And he's got that inside line. I give him the room, maybe I give him a bit too much room, but the main thing, we don't make contact, we don't take each other off. As we head back down the start finish straight, down into Old Hole Corner. So now I'm in second place, just tucked up behind him. The gap does increase just to about over a second, no, just under a second, half a second, sorry. So it's that frustrating gap where you're not too far back, you know you've still got that chance, so you're not too close to make that move, but it's managing the gap. It's an 8-lap race, so there's no need to go diving down any silly attacks. I seem to get a good entry into the corner. I can brake a lot later than him, it catches me up, but the exit of the corner I struggle out with. While we're in this little stage of the race, I'll just remind you what's coming up. The championship's coming up with these Genettas GT4s. I think Sponge is in it. I'm sure he is, to be honest with you. That will start on the 28th of the 6th, and that will be at Brands Hatch, indeed, a 25-lap race from 8 o'clock. I will be live streaming it on Twitch, so if you want to watch it, about 7:30 and we'll start, and there'll be a practice and qualified session, and then followed by the 25-lap race. And then there's other events, Donington Park, Oulton Park, Silverstone and Brands Hatch GP circuit. Let's head into Druids yet again. Still on the tail of him. I run a bit wide onto the AstroTurf. It doesn't seem to cost you much at Oulton Park of the AstroTurf. You seem to carry on the speed out of the corner. So that's the championship coming up. Obviously it'll be Twitch, and then I'll be putting the highlights up onto the channel, with it being a 25-lap race. If you want to see the entire race on YouTube, please tell me and I'll stick the entire race up if you want. All this is done with the G27 Logitech steering wheel. As we head down into Island Bend again, into the hairpin, braking that bit late, and look, I catch right back up to him, braking that all lot late. I get bit of a dodgy exit, back end twitching about. As we head back down into Knickerbocker. It's managing that gap at the moment. As you just saw in the background there was a guy, I think you called him Jesse, struggling. There goes Sponge, he runs a bit wide. Gives me the opportunity to get back past, but it's not over yet. Trust me, it's not over yet. There's still a lot of racing to be done. And as you can see, you don't need a 20 car lobby or a 30 car lobby to have a good race. Whenever you go on to Project Cars Online, you go into the lobbies and you see, oh, there's only 2 people in there. Try it, trust me. You never know, you may have one of the best races going with just 2 or 3 cars in a lobby. And sometimes it's a lot better because you don't get half of the lunatics what are in the other lobbies where there's 30 odd cars. Obviously you still have good races in them, depending on who's in there. So now Sponge is behind me. Now I'm constantly looking in the mirror, constantly checking where he is. I've got a little bit of a gap so I can breathe a little sigh of relief at the moment. I'm just always wary where he's putting his car. These Ginetta GT4s are really quick, they're really fun to drive as well. The back end does like getting out. It's really satisfying when you get it right. It's a lot less forgiving than the Renault Clios. So the Clios do seem to give you that second, third, fourth chance, whereas these seem to bite you straight away if you make a mistake. Out of Knickerbocker, heading up the hill under the Dunlop Bridge. I run that bit wide again. So he's got his chance now. He's closed right up. There's a head through these next few corners onto the right hander. Again, he's still hooked on there. I'm a little wiggle on the exit. I almost locked the bike in. He's looking on the outside for Druids. Braking late again. He's got a more attacking line. He gives himself a better exit. I went all defensive on them and it's slowing me down. He's got a lot of speed on me. He's right up behind me, pushing me down this straight into Holdall corner. I'm defensive again. It gives me a slow exit. And look at how close he got there. Still not touched. And now we're side by side down Cascades, giving each other plenty of room. He takes it very wide. I'm still on the inside. And he's run wide. And he just gets in front. Great bit of racing from him and me, both giving each other space, not running into each other. Now I've tucked up behind him yet again, a little wiggle on the car as we head up the hill back down into Knickerbocker. So slight little areas you've got to improve on in each lap, making sure you're braking as well. But I do admit with these cars, when you lose your rhythm, when you just lose a bit of concentration, it's game over. You will lose stacks of time. But what I've got to say for them guys who are just starting out in this game, like Jesse, who did carry on the race all the way to the end, maybe miles behind, you stick to it. Don't just give up after the first few laps of spinning off. Keep going. You won't improve if you don't keep going. That's the main thing to do. I know a lot of people buy these sort of games and then give up after a couple of hours because they can't do it. Well, if you can't do it, you've got to keep trying, don't you? You will improve. And once you improve, you have great battles like this. Trust me and I'm sure Sponge are the same. We're not the perfect. We always spin off, but it's practice and what gets us into this position, into these sort of battles and positions. So we're still following each other around. I run a tad wide again through Cascades. So it's now looking into each corner, braking that a little bit later. Look at how much I close up from braking late. Heading up the hill, going through the cones on the replay. Trust me, on the actual race, them cones were gone because they were knocked out of the way on the first lap. And just tucked up behind him. Second to last lap, getting close to them tyres as possible. And just a bit wide there, and Sponge runs a lot wider than me as we head under the bridge yet again. Really pushing hard now. I'm trying to look at where he's a lot slower than me, where I'm faster than him. Again, under the bridge there, heading down into Druids. Only reason I've got my headlights in this race is so you can see the dash on the inside. If you turn them off, you don't see much, and he loses a back end through Druids. I almost lose a back end as well. But he's cost him a lot of speed. Now, he seems to have got away with it if I had to lift off as well. Old corner. And there's a gap. It's a lot smaller now. Right behind him. Using the slipstream as I head down the cascades. When you get this close to a car in front of you, you struggle to see where your braking points are. He runs a bit wide. I've got the inside now. I've got to tuck back behind him, get that slipstream again. If he moves to the right, I'll move to the right to keep in that slipstream. Have a little look down into the hairpin. Still not close enough. Can I get a better exit? A bit of a wiggle on. I do get a better exit now. I've got to run down into Knickerbocker. He's very tight down here, so I have second thoughts about it. There's no point in making a desperate move what takes us both off and spoils a good race. So I took him back behind. If it was the last race of the championships where I needed to score points, I may have gone for it, but with it being just a little online lobby, it's better to hang back and not ruin things. There's no point in going for dangerous moves if it's not gonna, if you know it's not gonna do anything. So there's the gap now. It's dropped off quite a bit now. It's about half a second sort of gap. Braking late again. I'm still hoping that I've got that opportunity to come. But that was it at Oulton Park. Me versus Sponge. Sponge comes out on top in first place. I come in second place. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this, remember to like, subscribe and comment in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Here comes the music. Boom, 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 boom.